There is proof by preponderance of the evidence
ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਸਬੂਤ ਮਿਲੇ ਆ
that the defendant is an unauthorized alien.
Some guy comes from India illegally. He ends up in California, of course. Car runs into the big rig, and 3 people are killed because this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And then if there's any type of collision, aren't most people's first reaction to just be like, oh man, I hope everyone's all right, and to try... This guy didn't care.
There is proof by preponderance of the evidence
ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਸਬੂਤ ਮਿਲੇ ਆ
that the defendant is an unauthorized alien.
ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਨਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਨਜਾਇਜ਼ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਇੱਥੇ
Therefore, this court finds you present.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sheriff Richard Del Toro at St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office. Our office has just taken custody and control of Mr. Singh. As you know, he's been charged with 3 counts of vehicular manslaughter. He's been transported down here from the Leon County Sheriff's Office. We thank them for their assistance, Sheriff Walter McNeil, and also the Florida Highway Patrol for all their diligence and hard work on this case. Mr. Singh has been booked in without incident. He is being held without bond pending first appearance. And again, he is in our care, custody, and control now as he awaits the charges and the trial for this case until it's settled. So with that, I'll take any questions anybody might have on this.
What does it mean to you all to have him back here after he's been in California for more than a week?
Yeah, so he took advantage, I think, of the fact that these are very complex investigations. And, you can't just, charge somebody right at the scene sometimes. And again, you have to, work with the state attorney's office. And we've worked these cases before in the past. I think he took full advantage of the fact that this was under investigation, hopefully to flee to California, his home state where, it's no secret, it's a sanctuary state. And the fact that maybe he was hoping, he'd walk scot-free. But, our Governor Ron DeSantis, and State Attorney Tom Backetall had other things in mind.
Sheriff, you might have just touched on this, but can you explain, go into a little bit more why he wasn't detained or arrested at the scene?
I can't speak to their case specifically. The Florida Highway Patrol works fatalities all throughout the state. They have to do their due diligence, make sure they have the probable cause. So I'd rather them speak on that. But we work with Florida Highway Patrol all the time. They are the utmost in terms of professionalism and dedication and expertise when it comes to fatalities. So if they didn't make an arrest on the scene, I'm sure there's a good reason for it. But I'd rather pass that along to them to talk about that. We're more interested right now, again, in the care, custody, and control. That's our job. That's our role as we move forward with this case and prosecution.
And what has been your reaction? I mean, we lost 3 Floridians in this tragic crash. He tried making an illegal U-turn, cutting across all these lanes of traffic. What was your reaction when you saw this video that came out? How has it been for you?
So a lot of emotions. He did make an illegal U-turn. Had absolutely no remorse. You watch that video and you watch that minivan crash into the back of that trailer. I mean, it almost seemed like it was on purpose, to be honest with you. Nobody in their right mind could think they can make a U-turn like that without causing some sort of crash. People are driving 70, sometimes in excess of 70 miles an hour. They had absolutely no time to react to that crash. So very sad for the families that are involved, obviously. But more than anything, just the fact that not only did he not show any remorse, He didn't even try to render aid. Didn't even try to get out of the truck to go see if anybody's okay. I mean, any normal person in their right mind would try to do that. And that's whether you're here illegal, not illegal, it has nothing to do with it. You're talking about something that's just human nature. So that just saddens me.
And what about the passenger? Is there any charges coming his way at all?
I'd have to refer that to Florida Highway Patrol.
And I know DeSantis mentioned this as well, of the company that he was driving for, of wanting to go after them as well. And when we were digging into them, we found a bunch of violations. We found that the DOT actually grounded them only to be traveling in the state of California the day of the crash. Is that something you guys are also looking into?
Well, I know Secretary Rubio and President Trump have pretty much suspended their operations nationwide, and the governor here in the state of Florida has done the same. They're going to be looking into them. So pretty much when they say they're going to do something, you can pretty much bet on it's going to happen.
You know, we had this illegal, some guy comes from India illegally. He ends up in California, of course, and gets a commercial driver's license. Now, first of all, he wasn't eligible for a commercial driver's license. Second of all, he doesn't speak or understand English. How are you going to operate some big rig when you don't understand the road signs? And so this guy got a commercial driver's license in Washington State and in California. Well, he's driving stuff in Florida and ends up trying to do a U-turn in the middle of the highway where they have the gaps for the highway patrol, official use only. And, of course, you can't just do that on a dime. And there's a car coming, and the car runs into the big rig, and 3 people are killed because this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So this was something that we were, and then so, you know, people didn't necessarily know what happened at the time because the witnesses were dead. But we got the video you saw, and it's just like this guy had it didn't even faze him that this had happened. First of all, if I got into a wreck, you know, and didn't hit anybody, you know, that would be something that I'd be concerned about. Like, okay, did I try to do a U-turn or whatever? And then if there's any type of collision, aren't most people's first reaction to just be like, oh, man, I hope everyone's all right, and to try. This guy didn't care. And so we we worked with the federal government. They were able to get him. The U.S. Marshals were able to, once that evidence came in, were able to detain him. We sent the lieutenant governor out to personally extradite him back to Florida yesterday. And so he is in Florida, and he is facing justice in Florida for those 3 deaths. But that's not enough. Yes, we'll hold him accountable, and he's going to potentially spend decades in prison. But why would a company, and this is a California company, why would they put someone behind the wheel of one of those things